Right, now let's go to America, shall we? Donald Trump is continuing to face legal battles in his struggle to get into the White House. The judges overseeing two of his legal cases are refusing to accept his attempts to delay the prosecution. Yeah. Joining me now is US political analyst Eric Ham, and one of my all-time favourite people. Eric, I'm just going to say hello, welcome to the show. Over to you. What's going in Trump world? What's happening now?
Oh, so much. How much time do we actually have? We know that recently there were two major setbacks, both in Georgia as well in his Mar-a-Lago case. Both judges actually refused to dismiss the cases. And also what we know is that Donald Trump is still going to trial in Manhattan. And the judge in that case has actually extended the gag order against him to include family members of both the judge as well as the prosecution in that case. So what we're seeing here is Donald Trump is still moving forward with these cases, even though we know that he has put so much effort, so much time in trying to delay these trials until at least after the election, if not outright have them dismissed.
And does he stand a chance of doing that?
Having them delayed, that has certainly worked. Having them dismissed, that's not going to happen. Now, of course, while they have been delayed, it's still unclear when the Georgia trial is actually going to happen. We know the prosecution in that case wants that case to happen in August, but there has not been a date set for that trial to actually begin. In the Mar-a-Lago case, it appears as though, again, that case is still up in the air, because we know that the prosecutor there, the special prosecution, Jack Smith, has already threatened to actually go to the 11th Circuit because he believes that the judge has made some unclear rulings. And we know that the appellate court has already smacked down that judge twice in that case. So it's unclear what's really going to happen in the Mar-a-Lago case. And also, we know in the January 6th insurrection case, we're still awaiting a ruling from the Supreme Court, which is expected to come sometime during this month.
Is any of this, Eric, I know we have this conversation almost on a weekly basis, is any of this actually affecting Donald Trump's popularity?
No, it's not. What we do know is, even though Donald Trump has now moved into the general election, these cases are still showing his base with him. Now, where this could actually become interesting is, of course, when the trials actually began, and if in fact there's a guilty verdict before the election. I do suspect that we will get at least one verdict in one of these cases before the election. It's just a matter of what case that's going to be. It looks like it's going to be the hush money payment trial in Manhattan, where I do believe we could actually have a verdict in that case by the summertime.
Oh, my God. Eric, the one story that made us over here chuckle a bit today is that there is a chap over in America who is so fed up with the state of your politics, and we're fed up over here with ours, by the way, as well. You're not alone. He's actually changed his name by default to literally anyone else, talking about both Biden on one side and Trump on the other. I mean, does that kind of sum up how a lot of people are feeling in America?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we just heard from movie star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who, of course, we know supported Joe Biden in 2020, announced, I think it was just yesterday, that he will not be supporting Joe Biden, but did say that he is going to keep his comments to himself as to who he will actually be voting for. So I think it pretty much left to interpretation what he's going to do. But I think what we're seeing is just the exacerbation that most people are feeling with politics in the United States, and particularly with both of these candidates. Even though we're going to see this race, we're going to see both candidates perhaps spend well over $1 billion each in this race.
That's amazing. That's the difference. I mean, we're in the same boat. We've got two political sides, and we're all pretty much thinking, oh, my God, anyone but them. You're in the same boat. But the difference is your candidates are spending a lot of money here.
Oh, absolutely. They're spending a lot of money and they're raising a lot of money. In fact, we know that Joe Biden did a fundraiser with Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, perhaps two of the most popular politicians in America, where they raised over $25 million. And we know that Donald Trump is hosting a fundraiser where he's expected to raise $50 million. So these are definitely candidates who are dialing for cash, lots of it. And of course, it seems as though there's a diminishing of returns that's taking place, because no matter how much they raise, no matter how much they spend, what we do see is that most Americans are simply are not excited by either of the candidates that are running and that will actually occupy the White House in January of 2025.
Oh, mirror image. Quickly, finally, before you go, Eric, the earthquake, did it affect you?
It did not have an impact in Washington, D.C., but of course, we know that New Yorkers are not experienced to this. And so it's been interesting to watch them actually share their experiences about what happened yesterday.
And of course, Eric, you being her #1 film, will know that there is a Taylor Swift song that we could link seamlessly to the earthquake discussion. Go on, what one? What one I was talking about? Every week you promise to learn this, honestly. It is Shake It Off. There you go. Now, I expect you to rehearse it for next week so you are word perfect. That's Eric Ham. Thank you so much for joining us and having such a good sense of humour. Thank you, Eric.